Kayo ay nanonood sa Katipunan Channel. Ang susunod na palatuntunan ay isang bayad na pagsasahimpapawid. Ang mga salita, opinyon, kuro-kuro at komentaryo na inyong maririnig ay mula sa tagapagsalita lamang at walang kinalaman ang pangasiwaan ng himpilang ito. Tuklasin natin! Ang palatuntunan sa radyo na tutuklas ng dapat malaman ng sambayanan. Maninindigan sa katotohanan. Tatalakayin at hihimayin ang mga kaalamang pangkalusugan, siyensya at teknolohiya, agrikultura, ekonomiya, maging mga usaping legal at isyung panlipunang dapat ibahagi, magsisilbing tulay ng mga karaniwang tao upang maiparating sa pamahalaan ang mga mungkahi, hinaing at pulso ng bayan. Ipaglalaban ang karapatan ng mamamayang Pilipino. Babatikusin ang mga salot sa lipunan. Pupurihin ang mga gumagawa ng kabutihan at naninindigan sa katotohanan. Tuklasin natin! Tuklasin natin! Ang Tuklasin Natin ay handog sa inyo ni Cathy Cruz.
Araw-araw ang digmaan. Umaga't gabi sumasabak sa laban. Dapat protektado ka outside at inside. Immune Advance contains 4 active ingredients gaya ng lagundi, malunggay, non-acidic vitamin C at zinc. Tulong pampatibay resistensya para tulong proteksyon. Isama pa ang proper diet at exercise. Para katawan ay handa, Immune Advance helps support a healthy immune system. Immune Advance ang sandata. No approved therapeutic claims. Ang Immune Advance ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamiting panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit. Available in Shopee, Lazada, and other leading drugstores.
Make weekends and holidays count by bonding with family and friends. At Hill Spa Resort, we can make that happen for you. Rest, relax, and have fun in a natural setting with so much greenery around you. Hill Spa Resort boasts of 3 large and clear pools, 3 spacious function halls, and several clean and cozy rooms for a memorable and enjoyable overnight stay. Our various facilities can cater to various budgets. Hill Spa Resort is located in Barangay Lalakay, Los Baños, Laguna. Why not check us out for that overdue bonding activity with family and friends? For inquiries, please call Joey at 0932-624-2019.
Narito ang mga patutuon ng ating mga kababayan na natulungan ng Immune Advance.
Ako po si Ronald Advincula na taga Santa Rosa, Nueva Ecija. Security guard. Simula po nung nasubukan ko itong Immune Advance, naging mahimbing po yung aking pagtulog at yung aking appetite po. Lumakas po ako sa pagkain. Kung ganun kagaya nung dati na talagang nalalambot po ako nung hindi ko pa po nainom itong food supplement nito. Start po nung nainom ko to, lumakas po. Saka yung resistensya ko po medyo nagkaroon po ng energetic. Dito po sa food supplement ng Immune Advance, maganda po talaga. Salamat Immune Advance.
Ako si Yoli Mabasa, senior citizen, retired banker ng Ilagan, Isabela. Alam nyo, dati ang nararamdaman ko, nagpapalpitate ako. Sinubukan ko yung Immune Advance. Aba, nawala na yung palpitation ko. Gumaan pa ang pakiramdam ko. At saka simula noon, tuwing umiinom ako, naku, ang sarap na ng tulog ko. Salamat Immune Advance. Mabuti na lang na-discover kita. Thank you.
Siya ni Lolita Daban, 46 years old, taga Kutog Grande de Mercedes, Isabela. Dati-dati narigatan nak nga maturog, tata nagimas mit titurog kon. Agyaman nak mit daytang impid da kanyak Immune Advance. Padasin nyo Immune Advance. Nalaing, sobrat na itulong na tibagit. Thank you.
Ni bumot buwak 50 anyos, taga District 1, Benito Sullivan, Isabela. Manipo dinagtumara kiti immune advance, talaga mariknak iti bagik nga mayat. Mayat ti pan naturog ko, kayon pumiksa akpay. Idi gamin, aday karabi nga dya makaturturog. Ngumi dinagtumara kiti immune advance, isumutan si mayat ti pan naturog ko. Sungado kayat yung mayat ti pumiksa, ken mayat ti pan naturog na, agtumara kayo ti immune advance, awan ti side effect na, tunay nga organic.
Nung bata po ako, may asthma po ako. Tapos po, nung simulan ko po uminom po ng products po ng Immune Advance, ay naging mabuti po yung aking katawan. And nakatulog po ako ng maayos. And nawawala po yung hika ko po. Kaya po sa mga kagaya ko po na may asthma, Immune Advance na lang po yung inumin ko. Ako nga po pala si Cathy Petit Talagtag, 19 taon na gulang, nakatira sa Payatas. Ito pong Immune Advance, nagtataglay po ito ng malunggay, lagundi, vitamin C, and zinc na nakakabuti sa ating immune system.
Lagundi, tiwala ko! Immune Advance, alagang totoo, alagang natural, mabibili sa Lazada, Shopee at sa inyong mga suking parmasya, sa mga drugstore sa inyong mga lugar.
Araw-araw ang digmaan. Umaga't gabi sumasabak sa laban. Dapat protektado ka outside at inside. Immune Advance contains 4 active ingredients gaya ng lagundi, malunggay, non-acidic vitamin C at zinc. Tulong pampatibay resistensya para tulong proteksyon. Isama pa ang proper diet at exercise. Para katawan ay handa, Immune Advance helps support a healthy immune system. Immune Advance ang sandata. No approved therapeutic claims. Ang Immune Advance ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamiting panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit. Available in Shopee, Lazada, and other leading drugstores.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to Tuklasin Natin, and this is your program host, Cathy Cruz. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, join me in discovering what the people need to know. You can send an email to tuklasinnatin@yahoo.com if you have any information to share or suggestions that you would like us to discuss. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe to our social media accounts, Karipunan Channel and BDT Radio Production. Today, we have an exciting but informative episode of our program. We will talk about a kind of renewable energy. So stand by and have fun learning from our guest. Our guest for today is the country manager of BlueFloat Philippines and Mr. Jarek Pole, Senior Development Advisor of BlueFloat Asia Pacific Region. Good afternoon to both of you. Okay, let's start to Sir Raymund.
Thank you for having us in your program.
Okay.
Very nice title, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And good afternoon, Jarek.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the invitation. Pleasure to be here.
Okay. Well, very short message from our guest today. But, of course, I would like to ask first, what is BlueFloat Energy? Anyone can answer? Sir Raymond?
I'll take that one up. BlueFloat Energy is a developer. It's a developer as well as a global player as far as offshore wind is concerned. So when we say developer, we're here from the very early start of the development, and then the aspiration is for us to de-risk and further characterize the sites to which we're interested to be in. Then later we will do design and then build these wind farms. We're not building it anywhere inland, but we're building it offshore, which means in the middle of the water.
Wow.
In the sea, okay? And later, we're going to operate the same. We aspire to be an independent power producer.
Wow.
BlueFloat is headquartered in Madrid, in Spain. No, that's practically because most, if not all, of the center of excellence are really in Europe as far as this technology is concerned. Our CEO, Carlos Martin, is actually one of the very first to have built and operated one. No? He's our CEO. And BlueFloat is present in at least 10 territories, no? Globally, spanning Southern America, Europe, Canada. In Asia Pacific, we have a total of 18 gigawatts cumulative pipeline of development. That's Taiwan, Philippines, Australia, and New Zealand. And globally, we have 33 gigawatts. Of the 18 gigawatts in Asia Pacific, 7.6 are in the Philippines. So that is where and what BlueFloat is about. Thank you.
Wow. How does the offshore wind power works? Sorry, Jarek.
Yes, it is actually very similar to the way that electricity is generated in onshore wind. We have these giant windmills with 3 blades. Those blades are connected to a nacelle. It's basically a box where the generator is located. And that nacelle is mounted on the tall tower, and the tower itself is fixed to the foundation. It's quite simple. The wind moves the blades, and the mechanical energy is converted to electricity by the generator. Now, there's a couple of differences between onshore wind and offshore. First of all, offshore wind is located in the sea, as Raymund just said. And the foundations are fixed to the seabed. Now, we have another technology in offshore wind when actually the foundation is floating. It's anchored, but it's floating. So those are the two main technologies in offshore wind. Now, another thing that is different between onshore and offshore is the size of the wind turbines. Wind turbines can be 3 times bigger than those onshore. So, for example, what you have, the biggest wind farm in Ilocos Norte is the biggest wind generators in Ilocos Norte are 5 megawatts. What we're planning to install is 15. So to help you imagine how big those generators are, the rotor diameter can be above 200 meters. And the nacelle, the hub height where the nacelle is, can be well above 100 meters. So these are enormous machines. When the electricity is produced by the turbine, it is connected with the cables, with all the turbines, and then through a substation, which can be also offshore. Then it lands onshore, and it is connected to a substation onshore. Then through the transmission lines, it can go to homes, businesses, or whatever the electricity is.
Okay. I am just wondering, Jarek, how long is the life of this offshore wind power?
Usually it is about 30 years.
30 years?
Yes, they are made for 3 decades at least. Because obviously, as we go, there are technological advancements, and those turbines, they can be there maybe 5 years more later on. But in general, we're talking about the infrastructures that is there for many generations. Because once the turbines get old, we can repower the site and install new ones. So we might have a site that is generating the electricity for 60 years, maybe more.
Okay. And what about the waste of this offshore wind power? Is there any waste, like for example, some parts that are already not functionable? It's just like any other energy sources, like the wind. Some parts, like the batteries or the parts of the wind or the solar panels, may have not already functioned. So what about the waste? Where will it go?
You mean the waste, the recyclability of the... Yes, so after the 30 years, when the turbines get old, then usually we need to decommission them, right? So a lot of it's steel. So obviously steel can be recyclable very, very easily. Blades these days, it's a new thing, are fully recyclable as well. So I would say that if the majority, the vast majority of the components can be recycled.
Anyway, you said earlier that the lifespan of this offshore wind power is actually 30 years, so it's quite long, right?
Correct.
Anyway, I'm going to...
Cathy, if I may just add, I think if you're pertaining to wastage on an ongoing basis, I would say it's close to almost none, because it doesn't consume. There are no consumables, no, or anything that would predispose you to be demanded of too much spare parts and operations and maintenance requirements. So on an ongoing basis, it's very, very minimal. Probably your typical bolts, nuts, and screws, no?
Yeah.
But because it's mechanical, no, anything that turns is or hinges are susceptible to some sort of repair. But it's very minimal. But at the same time, too, putting emphasis on what Jarek mentioned, to last 30 years, it can also potentially be extendable. Actually, our wind energy service contracts, something that you can operate for 25 and then another 25 if it is going to be renewed, no? So we're here for the long haul, no? And we definitely would respect environmental requirements as it pertains to MSDS or your material safety data sheets. And again, as Jarek mentioned, the new trends in production of turbines would entail, because there's a sudden wave of interest in offshore wind, no? Prompted particularly by this oil and gas and Ukraine war crisis, no?
Right.
So, and of course, prices of oil increasing, not also because of the other geographies, no? So having said that, there's a lot of development being done to make these turbines recyclable. Yeah.
I see. That's good.
Thank you.
Well, Sir Raymond, we know that Philippines has around 20 or more calamities. And in fact, when we are talking of offshore, of course, there are huge waves, etc. And sometimes the storm surge that we are talking about. So are these offshore wind power is capable or still strong to beat this very strong winds and storm surge, sir?
They are, Cathy. They are engineered for the local weather conditions.
Really?
Lately, for example, one of the floating farm in Portugal withstand a 20-meter wave.
Wow.
As you know, Portugal is quite well known for very, very tall waves and storms, and you have a similar situation weather-wise here. So those farms will be designed for that one.
Okay. And what triggers to do an offshore wind power as source of energy, Sir Raymond or Jarek?
I'll maybe start from the international perspective and let Raymond talk more about perspective in Philippines. So specifically in Europe, there's a lot of emphasis on resilience and independence of the electricity. For good reason. Oil prices are fluctuating, oil and gas prices, and the recent situation in Ukraine proved that Europe needs electricity independence, and that actually materialized in many countries increasing their offshore wind targets last year.
Really?
Another reason that offshore is is picking up so much is the lack of land availability. There are countries where onshore renewables struggle to find its place. Now, offshore, there's quite a lot of space where you could put a big scale generation that can resolve the issues with lack of electricity supply quite quickly. Now, another thing that is pushing offshore internationally is the fact that the electricity from solar and onshore wind. So, for example, when sun is not available, it's usually windy. So then we have a continuous supply of electricity to the grid. And another good reason is that simply there's much more wind offshore than onshore.
Okay. I am just thinking about, because just the other day, there was a press conference which I attended. It's all about it's nuclear energy, okay? Because here in Philippines, we don't have, we have BNPP, or the Bataan Nuclear Power Plant, but we did not operate it because of political reasons, right? But I'm just thinking, because this offshore wind power is actually gathers energy from the wind, from the waves, and it was put in a battery, right? In a battery.
No, we actually don't put it in the battery, and then we only harvest Cathy wind. We don't harvest waves. So battery could be potentially a solution to store the electricity, but the first assumption is to feed that electricity to the national grid, the backbone of NGCP. Now, there is, again, what happens internationally that offshore is very much connected to the green hydrogen production. So now that's, in a large scale of things, when we want to store electricity, in many countries, it's already happening.
Yes.
That storage can be done through green hydrogen. So we basically use electricity from offshore wind, produce hydrogen, and that hydrogen is later on used in many applications. This is still not very much being talked here in Philippines, mainly because your initial issue is actually the fact that majority of your generation comes from coal, so you need to decarbonize first.
Yes.
But I believe that soon you will hear much more about green hydrogen.
Yes, but to be honest, in my personal opinion, really coal is really not good for health of the Filipino people, right? But anyway, Sir Raymond, does BlueFloat Energy have a comparative analysis of different sources of energy in the Philippines? Sir Raymond.
Regarding comparative analysis, and let me first also, of course, mention about, I think you were interested in asking us about nuclear, or asking us about other sources of energy, no?
Yes.
And also to continue with what Jarek was saying as prompts, what prompted BlueFloat, as well as, you know, the general interest to go into offshore wind. So he mentioned clearly about the trend happening worldwide, no? But for the Philippines, what I'd like to say is there was a World Bank report. I'm not sure if you've heard about it. This was rolled out April 20 of last year, no, 2022. And that World Bank report was saying there's 178 gigawatts of potential in the Philippines for offshore wind. And then there are 6 development zones. BlueFloat was studying the Philippines as early as 2021, and we were blessed with 4 wind energy service contracts. 4 areas in the Philippines. North Luzon, which is between Cagayan and Ilocos Norte, and then Central Luzon. Also, we are in Southern Luzon, and then Southern Mindoro. So from that 178, we were able to get around 7.6. So 7.6, if we are to pursue developing the ones in Central and Southern Luzon, those are near the load center. Now, I think we've been hearing about nuclear. We're totally fine, no, with nuclear, and particularly what I heard was they were looking at micronuclear. No? And
It's the yeah.
yeah, these are all welcome developments, no. And I would really express our appreciation to the government that they're looking at different renewable energy sources. In fact, they are setting a high target of 35% renewable energy in the mix, no, by 2030, and then by 2040 there's a target of 50% renewable energy, no. So we really are veering away from this coal and oil, no,
Okay.
as main source. So we welcome other developments, but to such an extent to do a comparative analytics, we're not keen on doing so, because what differentiates us from other sources, like what was previously mentioned by Jarek, no? We are the ones that are capable of delivering scale and with a consistent capacity factor, no? Because we're not predisposed to the challenges of cloud. We're not constrained by land, because we're gonna put it in the middle of the sea, no? So that's where we are probably well positioned. And BlueFloat is part of 547 Energy, no? BlueFloat is just strictly assigned to develop offshore wind. We have about 7 sister companies, no, in the 547 group. Others are looking at onshore. Others are looking at solar, no, and of course another company by the name of Clean Arc is looking at energizing with renewable energy hyperscale data centers. So each company in the 547 energy group has its particular assignment, and ourselves are assigned to develop offshore wind energy. So there's where we are. Thank you.
I just want to clarify, what do you mean by 547 Energy Group?
Oh, 547 Energy is our main investor. It's based out of Houston, even while we're based in Madrid. No, it's part of a group called Quantum. So yeah.
Okay.
It's the name of a company that owns 8 companies, and one of them is BlueFloat Energy.
All right. So, can the offshore wind power answer the lack of electricity in many islands in the Philippines? Because earlier you told me that you have in North Luzon, Central Luzon, Southern Luzon, and Southern Mindoro, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to know exactly where in Central Luzon and in Southern Luzon.
Okay. Central Luzon is in Bataan, and then Southern Luzon is in Batangas.
Oh.
For us. Yeah.
Okay, for your company. But
That is correct.
Southern Luzon or in Batangas would be the load center.
No, the load center, if we're talking about the whole of Luzon, the load center is Metro Manila. 70% of consumption is Metro Manila. Now, the nearest offshore wind energy to Metro Manila is Batangas and Bataan.
Okay.
For us, yeah.
Well,
So,
I'm actually wondering because we have a property in Bataan. It's in Stella Maris. Okay. I'm just wondering.
Well, which city is
it's in
your property?
Bagak
Ah,
Bataan.
Bagak, near Montemar. No?
Yes, near
Yeah.
Montemar is the other side. We are just
On the left.
next to Acuzar. If you know Acuzar,
Okay.
Stella Maris is next.
Las Casas.
Yes, the
Yeah.
Las Casas. Okay, anyway.
All right. Yeah.
What are the challenges? Yes, sir.
No. First of all, you were asking about will we energize the island?
Yes.
All right. As you know, energy has three parts. No, we are involved in generation. Okay. Of course, the NGCP, no, as well as Transco, no, is in charge of the transmission. And then, of course, your typical distribution utility, if you're in Metro Manila, it is Meralco.
Yes, right.
So we're one part. Now, if you're talking about the island, no, Mindoro has no connection to the grid right now.
Correct.
We can energize anything that's connected to the grid. Okay. So the challenge for island electrification, and this is very well noted during this PICC event last August 9, no, by the National Electrification Administration. President Marcos aims for 100% electrification before the end of 2028. No? So that's the aim. So, and National Electrification Administration was instituted, I believe, during the time of President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. No?
Yes.
So, electrifying the islands requires really either connection to the grid or developing hybrid microgrid renewables. No?
Okay.
What are those? That's why we totally welcome the micronuclear thrust as well, no? And it can go side by side, no?
Yeah.
We're the big scale gigawatt producers, but we need to connect to the grid. Okay.
Yes.
Now, having said that, those that cannot connect to the grid right now can for themselves do a microgrid solution within an island. So these are your solutions.
So some kind of
that can go hand in hand and simultaneously and not in synchrony, no, or not in sequence, but in synchrony. It can go parallel to whatever effort we are doing.
Yes.
I hope it's coming in clear, no? So
yes,
yeah.
I'm actually understand. What are the challenges that you encounter in doing or promoting the offshore wind power? Anyone can the headline challenges, I suppose, and this is also again part of the World Bank study, no? Where the grid, no? Second are ports, no? You need ports, okay,
where you can be able to operationalize and animate your supply chain, because it is in the ports where you will do fabrication, assembly, and integration of these turbines. And they're huge. I think these turbines are 15 megawatts. They are three times the size of turbines that you see in Pagudpud and Bangi.
Wow.
Okay, so for you to vividly imagine, if you're familiar with BGC, no, the turbines 15 megawatt size will be like your Grand Hyatt Hotel. No? So if you've been able to dine in the peak, no, at the top of the Grand Hyatt, you can just really imagine the size. No? So yeah,
it's really huge.
That's one turbine. Okay. So yeah.
So it's really big. But
Jarek, you're about to add something. Yes. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Go ahead, Sir Jarek.
There is a couple of other challenges that we meet pretty much anywhere we go, including Philippines. One of the big challenges was already discussed. It's a grid availability. So since offshore wind produces quite a lot of electricity, that electricity needs to be absorbed by the grid. And it is quite normal that when the market starts, the grid operator is not entirely ready to accept that electricity. So there are...
yeah, that's better.
Better. Okay. So I'll start from the beginning. So the challenge that is quite common is lack of grid availability. Now, the new markets, when the technology is just being implemented, it's quite normal that grid is not yet ready to accept that electricity for large-scale production. Therefore, the key thing for enabling the industry is to making sure that there's a clear instruction from the government to upgrade the grid that will be ready to accept offshore wind electricity.
Yes, yes.
Another thing that can be challenging, depending on the geography, is the environment. Of course, when we install those giants in the sea, there might be an impact on the environment. So our job as a developer is to do a thorough check what that impact could be and how can we mitigate those impacts. Another thing next to the pause that was mentioned by Raymund already is the permitting regime. And usually the country that we enter to is not ready with its legal structure to issue the permits that are necessary. Sometimes laws need to be changed. And the bureaucracy very often is quite a big struggle for us to go through. But we're seeing quite a lot of positive changes here in Philippines. I wanted to give a credit to DOE. There's a lot of work being done on simplifying the permitting regime in Philippines, which is very encouraging.
In installing the offshore wind power, is it? It seems that this is dangerous. I mean, Sir Raymund earlier said that this is placed in the middle of the sea. So how do you do that, and how do you install this offshore wind power? I'm just imagining how it works. You know, we have a lot of deep seas in Philippines, right? So how did you do that? It seems that it is dangerous, and the infrastructure is quite not just costly, but it's really dangerous.
Yes. So this technology is very innovative. And there's two topics that you mentioned. One is the issue of health and safety. And the second is the suitability of different water depths.
Yes.
Now, when it comes to health and safety, this is really a priority. This industry would never ramp up if the health and safety would not be the first thing that we have in mind when setting people to go offshore. People obviously can very easily lose their lives on the boat, on operating the cranes. So there are very strict operational procedures and health-related procedures that we always follow. So that's the first thing. The second thing, how do we do it? And this really depends on the technology. So where the water is shallower, let's say below 70 meters, you can put the turbine on the bottom fixed foundation. Say, to imagine that we put a long pipe, very long pipe, and drive it into the soil of the sea. Yes. On top of that pipe, you have something called transition piece.
Yes.
And on that transition piece, you will put the towel of the turbine. So that's a bottom fixed technology.
Okay.
And then you can do it only up to 70 meters, more or less, depending on the soil. The 70 meters is already extreme. Usually it's around 50. Now, anything above 70 classifies for floating technology. So we're not fixing a foundation to the sea. We anchor it, not fixing it. So basically the turbine floats like on the barge. And it is attached to a mooring lines. It's actually not stably fixed to the bottom. Now that technology can go up to a few hundred meters even. But obviously the shallower water, the more economic. But it's all possible. And the floating technology is less mature than bottom fixed. But honestly, in Philippines, you don't have really much choices. The majority of the sites are with the deep seas. So most of the technology deployed here in Philippines will be floating.
That's good. Good to know that. Anyway, initially, how much will it cost for installing an ideal offshore wind power? Jarek.
It is an expensive business, actually. So
Yes.
one megawatt of bottom fixed technology can cost from 2.5 million USD to above 3. When it comes to floating technology, it's usually above 4 million USD per megawatt. So if you have a
really
one turbine that is 15 megawatts, you multiply that by at least 2.5. You come up with the cost of a turbine.
Well, anyway, thank you, Jarek. I just want to know, Sir Raymond, what made the Philippines a viable location for your expansion? Can you expound on the market opportunities that you observe here in the Philippines, sir?
Yeah, not just on the basis of how the environment presents itself. No? We're an archipelago, and the wind resource is high. No? And of course, we can put together these installations practically in the 6 development zones that have been pre-identified. Okay. Second, we have the most expensive electricity, no?
Yes, that's
okay. And then third, there's a window of opportunity because we're very vulnerable to, to potential problems to where we source coal. We source coal, there's a local source. One is in Semirara, but that is just a very minuscule portion of what we use locally. We source most of our coal in Indonesia. Okay. Another one is oil. You have your problems in the Middle East. Definitely, the prices of oil goes up. So that's another opportunity. Why we go for renewable. Then the government wants a 35% renewable energy mix by 2030 and then 50% by 2040. And most of all, okay, if you study our neighbors, Thailand and Taiwan has 50,000 megawatts of generation capacity.
Yes.
I think Indonesia even has 74,000, no? And then Malaysia, with a population of 33 million people, has about 40,000 generation capacity, no, megawatts. Philippines, 112 million population this year, no? You know how much we produce? Just 27,000 megawatts.
That's why
yeah, that's why it is expensive. But at the same time, how can we compete against our neighbors? We will require energy to build infrastructure.
Correct.
And also drive down cost of production so that foreign direct investments can come.
Correct.
Okay. And then you have your hyperscale data centers, your Facebooks, Amazons, your Google, no? I don't think that they will come here and would like their energy sources to be energized by coal or oil. They want renewable energy in their base load. These are opportunities that we are missing because we don't have renewable energy. And the best accelerator to chase up, with our neighbors and to probably land into something that will make us industrialize is offshore wind. Now, having said that, we are, I believe, are aligned to the Philippine Development Plan of the National Economic Development Authority for 2023 to 2028. So what we see are perfect congruence to the aim of enhancing the capabilities of individuals and families. You know, this can generate jobs, not menial jobs, no, but good quality technical jobs.
Correct.
And yeah, I think Jarek has experience in Europe. He has seen probably 1,000 jobs per megawatt, no, per gigawatt. So this can potentially address that aim by our NEDA, no? And of course, to increase the capability of production and, of course, international collaboration. So people like us, foreign players, we drive technology, but it's the locals, no? Our government and our people, no, that will drive the application of this technology. So, as I said in the ASEAN Clean Energy Week Forum last week, no, I participated in that panel, and I said that we have faith as well in the capability of our Filipino skills. For one, do you know that we were able to invite back, no, a very technical person, no? He will head our technical efforts in the Philippines. He's a Filipino who's been based in Asia, no, in Kazakhstan, as well as in the Netherlands, no, for doing oil and gas. Oil and gas has transferable skills, no, because you know oil exploration you go down, with wind you go up, but they're practically the same. You go offshore in the middle of the sea.
Yes.
So there are Filipinos, and we're not theoretical, but we're saying that because we experienced to have invited back an expat, no, who will be working for us, and then he's happy because he's going to do this in the home country. And you know, we have seafarers, no. 30% of the world's seafarers are Filipinos.
Correct.
So yeah, I remember, because one of your concerns you mentioned earlier is this will be in the middle of the sea. So
Yes.
the Filipinos are not strangers to the middle of the sea, no?
Correct.
Yep.
Anyway, really, there's a lot of information coming into my mind, and really, yeah, this is the first time that I interview this kind of technology, energy technology. You know, how they can contact you.
Well, apart from us being all over social media, mostly LinkedIn, no, we don't have a local Facebook page yet, no.
Okay.
But apart from that, and I just don't want to speak about just BlueFloat, no, but also the industry itself, no, because this is the best way to really promote our faith in the industry, no. So by December 13, we're going to launch a local group, no.
Where?
In the Philippines. So it's initially a group of 6 developers, no. I wouldn't apologize, no. I cannot disclose the names of the other 5.
Okay.
So before the launch, but it's gonna be called,
Surprise!
it's gonna be called Power.
Okay.
So Filipinas Offshore Wind Energy Resource. Okay. So that group will help, no. Will help reveal, no, what is offshore wind, and that will help provide more resources to educate the Philippine energy scenario.
The sector.
It's a group of local as well as foreign companies.
I just want to confirm, is it the BlueFloat company is the first and only company here in Philippines right now who talks about and able to install floating wind power, offshore, I mean?
there are 80 service contracts that have been awarded by the Department of Energy for offshore wind. In fairness, I think we were one of the early movers. As I said, we were studying the country as early as 2021. But by policy, we only make our presence felt and disclose if we've done some significant work. So when 2023 came, we decided to make our announcement on June 2. Why? Because first of all, I think the President of the Philippines himself already made an executive order on April 19 this year, focus on addressing offshore wind. So we said that we've already met a few local government officials. We've already met a few national agencies.
Yes.
And so I said that somehow we're very well recognized. And I think we need to make our announcement that we're here in the Philippines.
Sir Raymond,
yeah.
Excuse me. Sir Raymond, aside from Department of Energy, do you have collaboration with the Department of Science and Technology?
What we're doing right now is we're collaborating with the agencies and departments enumerated by the President under Executive Order 21.
Okay.
So the primary lead organization or the lead department is the DOE, and then under that Executive Order 21, there are about 9 others mentioned by the President. Department of Transportation, Department of Trade and Industry, Department of Environment and Natural Resources, and even the Department of Interior and Local Government to harmonize the permitting process,
Yes.
and then the Department of Justice, because if you're gonna be employing expats, so there are about 10 departments and I think 10 other agencies, including the National Commission on Indigenous Peoples. It's really a broad partner ecosystem, of different agencies, as well as of course where we are at, the sites we selected. We should be meeting governors, mayors, barangay officials, so we traveled 3 times over already, to Occidental and Oriental Mindoro, flying by plane to San Jose, traveling by land from San Jose to Calapan, and then traveling by boat to Mabini in Batangas, and then going to Subic, Bataan, and then flying to Tuguegarao, as well as traveling by land to Claveria, Ilocos Norte, Lawag. So all of this we try to immerse, as well as to study how do we animate and operationalize the supply chain.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You really need to do that. No.
Yep.
Anyway, well, actually, do you have any other information that you want to share that I did not ask you? You have a couple of minutes to say or announce it to our viewers right now. You can start, Jarek.
One thing that is important to have in mind when it comes to future and modern economies is that those economies in the future will be decarbonized. And this is very strong movement internationally, probably very aware of that. The same will happen in Philippines. We need to decarbonize our economy. The only way to do it, as far as we know right now, is to electrify the economy.
Yes.
And to electrify the economy, there's lots of things that needs to be done, but one of the important things is the availability of the electricity. Right now, the availability of electricity in the Philippines is very poor, the poorest in the region, as Raymond mentioned. Offshore wind is one of the key enablers for you to decarbonize. Another point I wanted to make is that people in the Philippines are really sitting on a gold mine. They may not be aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
Our gold mine is something that you've been using for centuries. It's wind. It's the sea. Usually it's been used for food, transportation, and other resources. But the fact is that it might not be that obvious that there's a lot of resource available there from the wind. And that resource can be turned into electricity, and then that electricity can be available to all the families and businesses, and then the export perhaps in the future in the form of green molecules. And then again, we're talking about the future in 10, 15, 20 years. But this future is inevitable. And we believe, as BlueFloat, that, again, offshore wind will have essential role to create that future economy.
Yeah, correct. You create, you will give more energy and more jobs for the Filipino, right, Jarek? And of course, Sir Raymond.
Well, for me, we should treat this industry as something that's fun, exciting, no? And we should not be too worried or pessimistic about the challenges that we're seeing, even while it's been pre-identified initially as ports, grids, and shaping of the regulatory framework. And, you know, one thing is there's a good start, because I really am very appreciative to the current government, because it's a healthy bureaucracy of competent people. Yeah. Whenever you speak to the undersecretaries and the secretaries of the different departments, they are coordinating and are very well oriented about the current status. Mm-hmm. So there's a strong will to push this forward. Yeah. And so it's fun, it's exciting, and let us not be daunted by the challenge, because I think the first move has started with the willingness, no, to do it. No?
Correct.
And then secondly, I have a strong faith in the competence and skills of the Filipinos. No? As you know, I've been saying to everyone that I've encountered, no, during our time, no, Cathy, maybe yourself as well, no. You don't have a grade 11 or a grade 12 with you, no, during your time, I suppose.
Yes.
So, but Filipinos learn on the job. No? We learn, you know, and we adapt to the environment that we're in, no, wherever, no, in Europe, in America, in North Asia, no, or in Australia, New Zealand, maybe. Not to exaggerate, but maybe there's a Filipino in the Antarctica, no? And this is not too complex that we're not even sending something to space like SpaceX of Tesla, di ba? We're just putting turbines in water, and I think this will be very doable. I'm very confident that the Philippines, as Jarek puts it, is sitting on a gold mine. This is something very much doable. And I think we have electrical, mechanical engineers, geodetics, no, as well as all other related technical engineering and mathematical skills to do it. No? So that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Raymond. Of course, thank you, Jarek. But this is not the first and the last time that I will be with you both, okay? At any time, this show is open for you, for your company to deliver information or knowledge to our fellow countrymen. And really, in what is going right now, in the chaos happening now in different countries in the world, it is not impossible that we have an oil crisis. We must be ready to find other sources of energy. And this BlueFloat is actually this offshore wind power or wind energy is really one of what we call can complement to other sources of energy in our country. Thank you so much to you, Jarek, and of course, Sir Raymund. Well, time flies. It's been another hour, but similar to the purpose of this show, we will continue to discover what the people should know. Let's remember, based on the Philippine Constitution of 1987, Article 2, Section 9, that the state must promote a reasonable and dynamic social order that will ensure the prosperity and independence of the country and free the people from poverty through policies that establish adequate social services, promote the opportunity for everyone to work together, raise the standard of living, and a better kind of life for all. So once again, thank you so much for our guest, Sir Jarek Pole, and of course, Sir Raymund. And to you all guys, please do like, share, and subscribe, and make your comment for our show for today. I really enjoy a lot, and I did. I was informed of many information just from Jarek and Sir Raymund. Thank you so much. Have a good day, everyone. And this is Cathy Cruz. Till next episode. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kayo ay nanonood sa Katipunan Channel.
Araw-araw ang digmaan. Umaga't gabi sumasabak sa laban. Dapat protektado ka outside at inside. Immune Advance contains 4 active ingredients gaya ng lagundi, malunggay, non-acidic vitamin C at zinc. Tulong pampatibay resistensya para tulong proteksyon. Isama pa ang proper diet at exercise. Para katawan ay handa, Immune Advance helps support a healthy immune system. Immune Advance ang sandata. No approved therapeutic claims. Ang Immune Advance ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamiting panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit. Available in Shopee, Lazada, and other leading drugstores.
Narito ang mga patutuon ng ating mga kababayan na natulungan ng Immune Advance.
Ako po si Ronald Advincula na taga Santa Rosa, Nueva Ecija. Security guard. Simula po nung nasubukan ko itong Immune Advance, naging mahimbing po yung aking pagtulog at yung aking appetite po. Lumakas po ako sa pagkain. Kung ganun gaya nung dati na talagang nalalambot po ako nung hindi ko pa po nainom itong food supplement nito. Start po nung nainom ko to, lumakas po. Saka yung resistensya ko po medyo nagkaroon po ng energetic. Dito po sa food supplement ng Immune Advance, maganda po talaga. Salamat Immune Advance.
Ako si Yoli Mabasa, senior citizen, retired banker ng Ilagan, Isabela. Alam nyo, dati ang nararamdaman ko, nagpapalpitate ako. Sinubukan ko yung Immune Advance. Aba, nawala na yung palpitation ko. Gumaan pa ang pakiramdam ko. At saka simula noon, tuwing umiinom ako, naku, ang sarap na ng tulog ko. Salamat Immune Advance. Mabuti na lang na-discover kita. Thank you.
Shop ni Lolita Daban, 46 years old, taga Kutog Grande de Mercedes, Isabela. Dati-dati naregatan nak nga maturog, tata nagimas mit titurog kon. Agyaman nak mit daytang impid da kanyak Immune Advance. Padasin nyo Immune Advance nalaing. Sobrat na itulong na tibagit. Thank you.
Ni Bubut Buwak 50 anyos, taga District 1, Benito Sullivan, Isabela. Manipo dinagtumarak iti Immune Advance, talaga mariknak iti bagik nga mayat. Mayat ti pan naturog ko, ken pumiksa akpay. Idi gamin, adda iti rabi nga di makaturturog. Ngumidi nagtumarak iti Immune Advance, isumutan si mayat ti pan naturog ko. Sungano kayat yung mayat ti pumiksa, ken mayat ti pan naturog na, agtumar kayo ti Immune Advance, awan ti side effect na, tunay nga organic.
Nung bata po ako, may asthma po ako. Tapos po, nung simulan ko po uminom po ng products po ng Immune Advance, ay naging mabuti po yung aking katawan. And nakatulog po ako ng maayos. And nawawala po yung hika ko po. Kaya po sa mga kagaya ko po na may asthma, Immune Advance na lang po yung inumin niyo. Ako nga po pala si Cathy Petit Talagtag, 19 taon na gulang, nakatira sa Payatas. Ito pong Immune Advance, nagtataglay po ito ng malunggay, lagundi, vitamin C, and zinc na nakakabuti sa ating immune system.
Lagundi! Tiwala ako!
Immune Advance, alagang totoo, alagang natural, mabibili sa Lazada, Shopee at sa inyong mga suking parmasya, sa mga drugstore, sa inyong mga lugar.
Araw-araw ang digmaan. Umaga't gabi sumasabak sa laban. Dapat protektado ka outside at inside. Immune Advance contains 4 active ingredients gaya ng lagundi, malunggay, non-acidic vitamin C at zinc. Tulong pampatibay resistensya para tulong proteksyon. Isama pa ang proper diet at exercise. Para katawan ay handa, Immune Advance helps support a healthy immune system. Immune Advance ang sandata. No approved therapeutic claims. Ang Immune Advance ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamiting panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit. Available in Shopee, Lazada, and other leading drugstores.
Make weekends and holidays count by bonding with family and friends. At Hillspa Resort, we can make that happen for you. Rest, relax, and have fun in a natural setting with so much greenery around you. Hillspa Resort boasts of 3 large and clear pools, 3 spacious function halls, and several clean and cozy rooms for a memorable and enjoyable overnight stay. Our various facilities can cater to various budgets. Hillspa Resort is located in Barangay Lalakay, Los Baños, Laguna. Why not check us out for that overdue bonding activity with family and friends? For inquiries, please call Joey at 0932-624-2019.
Inyong napakinggan ang palatuntunang Tuklasin Natin. Tuklasin natin hanggang sa muli.